Mom, why does that little boy keep coming to play with me every night? At around 5:00 a.m., 6 people left a house at the same time, but only as bodies. There were no signs of struggle, no cries for help, no attempts to escape. Even stranger, the family that moved into the house a year later fled after just 28 days. This is the true story that inspired the Amityville Horror and countless other haunted house movies. It all began on November 13, 1974 in Amityville. 23-year-old Ronald DeFeo Jr. burst into a local bar screaming, "Help, my parents have been shot." Several people rushed back to the house with him. Inside, they discovered a horrifying scene. All 6 members of the DeFeo family were dead: his parents, 2 sisters, and 2 brothers. Every victim was lying face down in bed, shot in the back. At first, police believed it was a professional execution, but the investigation uncovered something far stranger. None of the victims had fought back. None had tried to run. No one had even gotten out of bed. The murder weapon was a loud .35 caliber rifle, yet neighbors reported hearing almost nothing. The only unusual sound that night was 2 dogs barking for about 20 minutes around 3:00 a.m. Police soon turned their suspicion toward Ronald himself. During questioning, he first blamed a group of gangsters. Hours later, he confessed. He admitted that he had murdered all 6 members of his family, but one mystery remained. Why didn't anyone wake up? Why were all the bodies found in nearly the same position? Medical examiners found no sleeping pills or sedatives in the victims' bodies. To this day, no one can fully explain why they never resisted. When asked why he committed the murders, Ronald gave a chilling answer. "The voices in the house told me to do it." In 1975, he was convicted of 6 counts of second-degree murder and sentenced to 6 consecutive terms of 25 years to life in prison. Most people thought the case was over, but the house's darkest chapter was only beginning. In December 1975, George Lutz and Kathleen Lutz purchased the house at a bargain price. On the very first day, a priest arrived to bless the home. He later claimed he heard an unseen voice command, "Get out." Then, according to the Lutz family, terrifying events began. George woke up every morning at exactly 3:15 a.m. Green slime reportedly oozed from the walls. Certain rooms became freezing cold. Doors and windows opened on their own. Furniture moved by itself. Their young daughter claimed she had an imaginary friend named Jody, a pig with glowing red eyes. After just 28 days, the family fled the house, leaving almost everything behind. Their story quickly became worldwide news. Soon afterward, famous paranormal investigators Ed Warren and Lorraine Warren investigated the house. They described it as one of the most disturbing cases they had ever experienced. One photograph taken during the investigation appeared to show a ghostly little boy standing on the staircase. Many people believed this was proof that the house was haunted. In 1977, the book The Amityville Horror was published. In 1979, it was adapted into the hit film The Amityville Horror, making the house famous around the world. But then came another shocking twist. Ronald DeFeo's defense attorney later claimed that the haunting story had been invented by him and the Lutz family to make money. Skeptics pointed out inconsistencies. Some neighbors insisted the Lutz family had not actually stayed for 28 days. Over the decades, later owners reported no paranormal activity. The house was eventually renovated, its famous windows were changed, and even its address was altered, not because of ghosts, but because of the constant flood of tourists. In 2021, Ronald DeFeo Jr. died in prison. Until his final days, he continued to insist that mysterious voices had influenced him on the night of the murders. Even today, the Amityville house remains one of the world's most controversial haunted locations. Some believe something truly supernatural happened there. Others believe it was one of the greatest horror hoaxes ever created. But one fact can never be changed. On a cold November morning in 1974, a son murdered 6 members of his own family. And one haunting question still has no definitive answer. Why did 6 people remain peacefully in their beds, without fighting back, without trying to escape, and without a single one waking up after hearing the gunshots?